Okay, I'm trying to go live on Instagram. There we go. We're live on Instagram. All right, welcome to the Sativa Cross board meeting for today. Can we have a moment of silence for our friends and family that are not here? And that means smoke them if you got them, roll them if you don't. I believe I'll do a dab. That's obnoxiously loud.
I was thinking that.
Doesn't need to be that loud or that hot. There we go. Are you feeling stoned?
Not yet.
All right, smoke them if you got them. Oh my goodness. Ooh, okay. So next week we have to get ready for Honk for Home Grow at the State House, which will be the precursor to Cannabis Patient Awareness Day on July 10th. We were at the dispensary today, Mad Hatter. They're getting ramped up at Mad Hatter. What'd you think about that place? It's pretty big, right?
It's huge.
Huge. I think it's the biggest dispensary in New Jersey. And we have a little room set up there. The old Sativa Cross banner that Joanne painted, hand painted, that's actually, it fits exactly under that window. It was made to fit there. It was ridiculous. I was like, because I'm thinking, oh, green screen. We have the green screen, cut some green screen. Nope. That's it. Done. The old banner is up there. I haven't used that banner in years. It's got to hang there and just unwrinkle itself now. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
My goodness. So yeah, they really have their stuff together over there. They're a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, stay there though.
They're a couple of weeks away from opening.
I'm coming.
And we're having a huge 7:10 party there. We'll be at the State House from 10 till 2. And then we're going up to Avenel to Mad Hatter from, I guess, 4:20 until like 9. And we're going to celebrate Cannabis Patient Awareness Day. And we'll celebrate it, and we're also going to honor it because there's a lot of sadness to go along with this day. That's why we need to create awareness for it. We have a lot of issues that are not taken care of here in New Jersey. We have no wheelchair access to dispensaries. We have no home grow. We have no price caps. We have no insurance coverage. So, are you muted, Jim? For once, I'm not hearing you ever talk. Oh, yeah, you're muted. Yeah, he's trying to do the ASL. And I think that's a good thing. I want to learn ASL, but I am such a slow learner. I learned some ASL, like the main stuff, but
I'll tell you,
Man,
What was really interesting, I was seeing on Monday two signers for about 6 or 7, maybe as many as 8 people without hearing at the committee meeting on Monday. So like when they all, like 6 of them took the table, and they would be signing, looking at the committee members, with one signer over here reading their signs and talking to the committee, while the other signer was turned around and giving signs. I mean, he was to the other people in the audience, couple in the audience that couldn't hear as well. But when you had the 2 of them facing the same direction, but looking at different, because they're signing for a lot of people, it looked like it's like 2 drummers doing the same thing or something. And it was freaking fascinating. I was captivated at how the woman was a little quicker than the guy, because it was like about a split-second time lapse. But I don't know, it's pretty interesting.
they're in sync together.
Yeah, I know this means old, like you have a long beard or something. El viejo.
I think I just learned. Is it big balls? Big balls. I think. Yeah, I forget that. This is breaking my balls or it's big balls. I forget which one.
No, that would be breaking. Phillies were doing that. They get these stupid little things they do when they reach base, and one of them was that. I don't know. It was juggling something really heavy.
Well, those are the issues we're working on with dispensaries. The issues with, like, say, menus in Braille or talking menus. Things like that are important. People reached out to ask about a lot of different things. Sensory issues, smell issues. Like if you're a dispensary and you're burning a candle, or you have some scent that's offensive or hurtful to someone, you won't even know it, but that person will know it.
Yeah.
I was with somebody who I think it was, well, it's air now, but it was Garden State Dispensary, and somebody had a candle, and I don't even think it was lit. It was just a scented candle, and that really set somebody off. Like,
Really?
yeah. I forget what condition it is, but it's a neurological condition, I believe, that smells can mess you up, give you migraines, or give you agita, make you sick. A lot of different things. People are suffering, man. People are hurting. There's a lot of different. You know what? I didn't realize that doctors can write off-label in New Jersey for medical cannabis, but there's really only a certain amount of conditions. There's a limited amount of conditions, and
Well, yeah, writing off label means we don't even need conditions, though, really.
right. That's what I'm saying. So writing off label.
Now, when did you? This is the first I've heard of that. When did you find that out? Is that new? That doctors can write off? I mean, because it's a recommendation, not a prescription, so it's an off-label recommendation.
Recommendation, I guess. Yeah. I learned a few things recently, and the VA in California can recommend cannabis, but not the VA in Jersey. So that's not consistent either. A lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah, Cheryl got a Marinol off-label, just because her neurologist recognized the difference that he saw when it wasn't a story to him. You know, he could tell if she had her green butter or not. Just to talk to her. Never mind ask, how do you feel? Is your pain gone? You know, that's to see. So off-label for cannabis is pretty good. I wonder if the states yet to come could do something like that from the beginning. You know, have have what they give their permission for, and make it quite clear that we don't mess with off-label recommendations. Have some sort of statement. Yeah. I don't much like smoking joints by myself. That's why you usually see me with a bowl. But feels like the kind of night.
So I got to speak at the CRC meeting,
Oh, good.
and it
How'd
went
it
well.
go? You got video? I didn't see it.
No, I have to
Okay.
write my testimony down for them.
Was that not recorded on their website or something?
I believe it was somewhere.
Should be. It's open meetings almost always do get recorded. Sometimes video too, depending where you are, what room you're in.
But all the things we've been asking for, it seems like they're going for it. Like the Zoom meetings. I think the Zoom meetings are a permanent thing now.
That's big. That's
huge.
also keeping in up with the century it is.
Yeah. Now, Saraville last night at their council meeting, I tried to Zoom into their council meeting and I couldn't Zoom in. They told me I wouldn't be able to, but I saw that there was a Zoom available. So I'm like, and it's here, it's live, it's good. So they have the technology, they have the people to do it. So I sat there during the meeting, I raised my hand, and somebody kept lowering my hand. I kept raising it. They kept lowering it. I kept raising it for about 10, 15 minutes. I'm going back and forth.
The yellow hand?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
I
raising
don't know if
it.
you're going like this and somebody was pulling
No.
it down. The box
And I'm
above
raising
you was pushing it down.
Dude, for 15 minutes, I'm going back and forth with this, playing patty cake. It was crazy. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. They have somebody that's sitting there doing this. All they have to do is allow us to come in and speak, but they're not allowing it. The excuses I've heard from other councils have been, we don't have the technology anymore. We don't have the personnel anymore. We don't have this. We don't have that.
I mean, they gave the technology away. They had it. I mean, for pandemic, they had it.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, if they gave it away and they're a council, so I'd like to see a receipt or something, please, because I don't believe you.
So I have to go to Saraville. I'm a little upset because I sat there and played patty cake for 15 minutes when they could have just let me speak instead of spending all that energy. You have somebody there that's doing this. And then they took away my ability to raise my hand after a while. So then so they have the ability to do this stuff. They have someone there that knows what they're doing. So why can't we speak? They tried to change it from 5 minutes of speaking in public to 3 minutes. So now you only have 3 minutes to speak because they want to get with the times in the 21st century. That's what they said. They want to get with the times. So they take Zoom access away for the disabled. So somebody actually mentioned that. Mikey actually mentioned it, and somebody else did it. And the vets, there was a bunch of vets there. The Republicans got a bunch of vets there because of the pride flag. They didn't want the pride flag flown in front of the building. So they had a bunch of vets come out there and talk about getting rid of the pride flag. So the vets were there. So when Mikey said, yeah, they took away disabled vets access, a vet got up and said, well, when a vet is disabled, we have the buddy system and we will go to their house and we will get them and we will do anything they want and all that. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, that's not accessibility, bro. That's wonderful. And I love it. And I love the energy and it's great. And that doesn't work for everybody because some people don't want to have a dog and pony show come to their house and bring them to a council meeting when they can just go on a Zoom call like everybody else has done. We're all used to Zoom calls. And what about the cancer patients and the patients with MS and the patients like Jeff Oakes, who was on his deathbed, who got to testify from his deathbed? Now, if someone's on their deathbed, I want to hear from them. And I think the council should hear from them too.
Well, it's an expense getting there, and you have to have a car or money for transportation. And it's not necessary. You know, it's what does it cost for the setup? You know, wouldn't that be embarrassing? Start a GoFundMe page for the money it would take, and you know,
You can use everyone can use their cell phone. We can use our cell phone. You could take a council member and give them a cell phone and use that,
Oh.
and put a microphone on it. I mean, really, just make it work. You did it for 19 months for healthy people, so that they wouldn't become disabled people. And now disabled people need those things, and it's like, hey, Pongo, oh, hey, yeah,
They should do that for health committee meetings in New Jersey. Assembly and Senate health committee meetings. They're a health committee. There's people that don't have the health it takes to get there and represent their health issues that are going to be discussed in a meeting, perhaps. You know, they want to take part, but they can't get here. It was a problem that was had through the entire getting a bill process and passed into law in New Jersey, was that patients had to be the live dog and pony show. And then you're saying, we understand it's going to cost you pain and effort. And for some of you, it's going to exacerbate your condition that you want to represent. But we're not going to, as a health committee, we're not going to ask for the expense to be taken care of by the state to be able to have you there in a Zoom meeting. You know, I mean, I could almost see them, you know, well, if we'll have Zoom meetings, but you have to not be able to get here. No, it's just like maybe you don't want to afford to. But wouldn't that be harder for a health committee to say no to than anything? You know, there was I mean, you know, I went to the I didn't know it was apparently a joint committee, health committee meetings. I guess they're kind of rare. I was expecting, you know, the psilocybin bill had to be reheard because they had to make the adjustment because when it went to the assembly, they didn't want homegrown. So what wasn't homegrown was it will no longer be unlawful to grow psilocybin mushrooms. Well, that was taken out, and I couldn't believe the number of people that were surprised. But I think I had the biggest surprise of all, because when I went in there, I didn't recognize the health committee members. It was in a much bigger room. And then the meeting started, and they took a roll call, and there was assemblyman, assemblywoman, senator, you know, they took a roll call, assembly. Then I looked up at somebody looked exactly like Herb Conaway was chairing the meeting, which I was scheduled to speak at now. Oh man, I wish I knew that before I went there. You know how incredibly razor sharp I would have been prepared if I knew that I was finally going to get to talk to him, but about psilocybin. So how do I edge around to the real issue? Well, obviously I'm there to support psilocybin, this bill. And it did me a little favor by talking about medical cannabis in a relative manner to getting this bill passed. Well, only I had to, you know, like two Schedule I drugs trying to get used in New Jersey. So I thought, well, good, they made the connection, you know. And you know, I had a pretty good segue plan, but my problem still with the bill was that affordable wasn't defined. So I got surprisingly looking when I was talking, everybody was very still and looking like right back at me, you know, like not at a phone or down at a paper or at each other. And that was a kind of a rare experience. I didn't know if it was just me or what, but it was that I had to explain to them the difference between subjective and objective opinions, and that whatever one's opinion is of affordable, as to anything, it's subjective. And I assured them that pretty much any one of you could say something's affordable to you, and it wouldn't be to me. It just wouldn't, embarrassingly enough, And it looked like, they're kind of getting it. So I said, so the idea that you would have a long-term goal, and I read what their goal was, a long-term goal, a goal that you can't even define. So, then I had to segue to the same thing happened with medical cannabis, and maybe that's a cautionary tale for this bill. I'm trying to keep it two related. And I said how we were told the price would come down anyway, after a while and all that. But then I mentioned how another similarity is home grow provisions for cannabis were taken out on June 6th, 2009, and your committee, your health committee, you took them out. You announced it, and patients, so I started, and, but this isn't what the meeting's about. This is about the psilocybin, So I said, but it is about the psilocybin bill, because even having this meeting here today and talking about home grow psilocybin is hurting patients' mentally. You're going to cause some to need psilocybin as a therapy. It is, and eventually I was told that we were done. And I said, no, we've been done since 2009. I'll escort myself out, and then I left. Yes.
I'll see myself out. Thank you.
No, well, it was real nice to be able to confront him about that and look him right in the face. I wish I could look at other people's faces, though, And, oh, yeah. And I told him before that I know I can't ask you questions, so I want you to ask yourself a question. Do you think medical cannabis is affordable for patients in New Jersey? Because the answer to that will tell patients and everybody else where they stand, and it will define what you might mean when you think it's affordable for psilocybin treatment. I don't understand how it seems like one of the freaking conspiracy theories somebody would start and get it right is home grow. It will not be unlawful. It wasn't home grow provisions. Just to say that, you didn't have to make any provisions. You know how easy it was to come up with that phrase, it will no longer be unlawful, with no provisions. Didn't anybody think that was strange? They called it home grow of how many plants? Doesn't say. Well, and I got like red and yellow flags popping up all around me. So I don't think it takes a freaking genius to figure out they were put in to be taken out. They were put in to get all the way up to having it heard. The bill got heard, but the deal was made beforehand to take out psilocybin home grow, if that's what they were going to call it. And then it was amended, and this was the passing of the amendment. So that happened in 2 weeks. Unlike medical cannabis, which happened right after an announcement. So,
Hey, look who it is.
Hey, look, it's Jake from UFCW.
Yeah,
And it's Hugh.
it's Jake and Hugh. What's
Jake
up?
and Hugh.
What's up, Hugh?
What's going on, fellas? What are you guys doing?
How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Oh, we just left Hoboken. We were out there visiting the station dispensary, and then we stopped at the Green Room hemp store and CBD store, and we had a great time there, a great conversation with them.
Very cool.
What was it? Tell me about
Yes,
that. The hemp store, CBD store. What is that? Who is that?
Yeah, so they're called the Green Room. They got a couple different spots around Jersey, but we just happened to be up in Hoboken. And we were walking by and we saw, wait a minute, the Green Room, we know them. And Hugh was like, we're going in. So we went in. we were talking to the manager, Joni, who is actually a former member of ours. So total happenstance, we came across her again. And we were talking for maybe about an hour, but they were talking how they wanted to be more involved and more like aware of what the medical patients are looking for at the moment. So Hugh and I both at the same time looked at each other and poked our head outside to see if they had a wheelchair ramp. It's just one step, but the step is a fucking giant barrier. So for the moment, they have a window right in their little lobby that they've been servicing people from. So like women with strollers, newborn babies and moms, people in wheelchairs, and all that kind of stuff from the window. But they would like for those same people to be able to enter the store also. So I was texting you about it.
Well, yeah, they should have access. I mean,
The step is
not
a
just a
wall.
portable ramp. They should really have some cement work done. And how many inches is the step?
What was that?
Can't be more than 8.
How many inches is the step?
I'm gonna say was that like a 6-inch step? Probably about a 6-inch step, 6 to 8 inches tops.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you need about a
code would say
It's a
tops.
historic site.
6 foot ramp.
It's an historic site, so
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's a historic site, so that's why they were afraid to fuck with it.
Oh.
So I figure, well, who better to ask than the literal the experts?
Yeah, yeah.
but they're
portable
willing to
ramp
get
for
that
now.
ramp.
Yeah, portable ramp.
Those ramps, yeah, they're expensive. A portable ramp for that size is about $500.
6 feet?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Huh.
Maybe
I
the
don't know what they should cost.
like that. Or
Oh,
They're pretty
yeah.
durable. You just fold them up, put them inside.
Hugh was just saying maybe they'd be willing to do an event or something, like a fundraiser. We're just spitballing ideas as we drive here on the turnpike.
ramp and
Well,
what's it called?
how wouldn't there? I don't know if it exists, but if it was 6 inches and it's a step, how long is it? There, then you're up that step. Is there as a landing and then the door? I'm trying to picture it.
So it's just a single step up.
Yeah, up onto
Oh,
in through
yes,
the door.
onto a. Yep. Yes.
The door is right there. You open the door and you step up and
Yeah.
in.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe something outside that, I mean, when you get to $500, it's almost like you have lifts that could be fashioned in at that level that would just go up 6 inches, push of a button or something like that.
Is it the green room? The green
So
room?
we could probably figure something out together that works for them.
They're open. Like they're open to the idea. So.
Yeah, like because they're open to the idea of modifying. Just have to figure out what, how to modify.
I think it's kind of funny that really I
We
would
could go
have the
check
same.
it out one day.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
Green room.
The green room.
Oh,
In
it is the
Hoboken.
green room. Okay.
Nice.
But I could let you know next time I'm coming up here, and we could, go check it out together. I'll come pick you up. We'll smoke a little bit of medicine, and we'll go check it out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at their access here. Let's see. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's it's more than one step.
Was it more than one step?
You're talking about 64 Newark Street? Newark Street has like 3 steps.
Was the cross street Washington?
Let's see. Yes.
Oh yeah, then that is where we were. Huh, I don't know
Yeah.
3 steps.
3
It's
steps.
also Medicaid.
Yeah, true. It's true.
Yeah, Jersey. Hoboken's bad. It's a very old town, so you'll
Yes.
see stuff everywhere. They're everywhere. There's no way around it. You got to do something, So I think
Yeah,
the
we
CRC
can't
is
hide
pretty low.
behind the fact that it's a historical building. Keep people out.
I think if you ask for wheelchair accessibility, they'd have to grant it.
That was me. Can't help that. I'm gonna break a phone one day. I don't know how to turn notifications off here. Excuse me.
So yeah, they have a couple of locations, I guess. But yeah, it's to a fundraiser. But they have a that's a couple of steps, man. That's a big one. And you'll see that everywhere. I think the CRC is going to do something about it, though.
Yeah, you think they're actually going to move on a regulation to
You did a good job the other day.
shift?
Meeting.
Oh, you heard you?
Did a good job, Lefty.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope something happens now because they're listening and they understand there's a problem and there's a disconnect between disabled vets and disabled people and the government, councils, and you got councils with police stations that don't do a thing about police stations and post offices. So the CRC has a unique position to do something that no other governing body in New Jersey has done and force these issues that the ADA doesn't cover. The blind spots in the ADA.
Yeah, it's horrible. And if there's a way for them to regulate it and actually fix the problem, they should.
They got to look into it. I mean,
But now we got to retrofit all the other dispensaries that are going to have to be grandfathered in because
Yeah.
the law can't be retroactive. So they have to go back and maybe donate ramps or subsidize ramps for these dispensaries because I think they'll be all for it.
well, yeah, if it's subsidized, I mean, a little bit of help. It seems like something you could definitely move, though. I mean, you're holding a lot of cards here. And you are you.
Yeah, that's true too.
Let's see what happens. Never know.
Hey, well, I hope we see some movement on it. I really do. It's a life-changing thing for people.
Yeah. That's the thing. Your life can change in a matter of seconds. All of a sudden, you can find yourself in a wheelchair, and it just happens to you. And it's just now you're in a wheelchair. Now what?
Yeah.
Get used to
Hey,
it.
when that happened to me when I got hurt, it took me weeks to get into a wheelchair. I just wasn't going anywhere. And then when I was, oh my God, the things that became painfully evident in a wheelchair. But then I got pretty good at being in the wheelchair because, I sat in Cheryl's wheelchair for a lot of our life next to the hospital bed. It was like furniture for me when she's in the bed. So, I could do wheelies and get around the room and do some really cool stuff. And the first time they put me in one, I freaked them out and I did a wheel and I did almost go over backwards. Yeah. So, but there is, it's really kind of a helpless feeling, And then you watch people that are simply moving about, looking at each other and talking, and they're not even thinking about their feet and their legs or nothing. It's like magic, and everybody takes it so for granted. I mean, understandably, but Lefty, you're going to become a cult hero before long, especially because of the mask.
They're trying to make masks illegal. I didn't know protesting with a mask was actually illegal. There's actually a law against protesting with a mask on.
Is there?
Yeah, apparently.
Is okay? Does it cover? I don't believe that covers single. I think that's for groups, a group thing. Having a mask, and what you're doing isn't really protesting; it's educating.
That's what I say. Creating awareness.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, protesting, you'd have a protest sign. You have an educational sign.
Ah, thank you.
True. Very true.
Well, how else do you educate? The written word, old school. Like back in the days, reading, writing, arithmetic.
I'm a quasi crossing guard.
You do help people cross the street when you're there. I've seen it.
I do.
I've seen them offer to help the whatever police officer it was. It's like, here, I'll help you cross. You know, I forget. It was. I mean, obviously, I wasn't there, but I found it kind of funny because he would be safer crossing with you than just walking across himself. You know.
They don't stop for the cops either.
No, man, they don't stop for anything.
Bayonne is crazy. It's getting crazy out there. I had a water bottle thrown at me.
Yeah, like, all right, yeah, sure. Let's start throwing water bottles at the guy in the wheelchair.
I had a guy try to smush me in the crosswalk the other day. He kept pulling up and not letting me
I saw
go.
that.
I'm like, what are you doing?
He was laughing away.
We're lefty.
I'm taking hits here.
Man down, man down.
Sometimes it's very zen, just going in a circle like that. It's very zen, and then sometimes it's very adrenaline rushy when something happens, like the adrenaline rush, and then it goes back to zen again. I'm just going in circles and enjoying
So,
my day.
You
great.
seem to you like counterclockwise circles. Is that what I'm picturing here? I'm betting you go one way. Do you ever go clockwise?
I go both ways, Jim.
I'm talking,
During Pride Month, we're proud of you.
Hold on.
I'm talking about the wheelchair, but you know, I mean the
Oh,
scooter.
wait, send me.
I try to go the way where there's no blind spots. If there's a blind
there you go.
spot, I'll go the
Yeah.
other way.
That's smart. That's smart. Do you ever think about like going to a junkyard and salvaging an old airbag and strapping it to the side?
Ooh.
I know
like
it sounds almost like a cartoon, but you know,
That'd be
it
funny
might work.
as hell with Lefty. If you
Wait
do
a
that,
minute.
you definitely
Wait.
want to work.
How do you
I don't
trick-
work for
wait.
what?
Tell
You
me
know,
how do you trigger an airbag? Is it electrical trigger or is it a what? How does that work? Compression, gas? How's that work?
Yeah.
So they fill with gas. Yeah, they rapidly expand.
It'll knock you on your ass, man. I mean,
Yeah, hell yeah, it will.
If one hit you from the side, you'd go flying.
Yeah.
You bring some elbow pads and a helmet, or you, put a helmet over your mask.
Actually, this could be a really good stunt for the next 420 Expo when they have an inaccessible stage again.
Yes,
Well, you know,
dude. Yes, Lefty. We love you. Yes, do it.
I'm
It-
not
it-
doing that again.
it's an educational
almost died.
experience. You know, I mean, your goal really isn't or shouldn't be just the people that are right there. I mean, anybody else watching it anywhere, there's crosswalks. You know, it's almost hard
Yep.
to not think of you when you see a crosswalk or somebody waiting to cross. You know, you could get your own kids show maybe. You know, hey kids.
Oh, you could do a puppet show.
Yeah, you could be a crossing guard, like for school. Kids would love it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I want to
for-
do a puppet
Also,
show.
pretty decent money.
Yeah, no, for a day, it could be a guest crossing guard. I mean, with the other crossing guard there, but
I have
Lefty
seen
Oh, wait.
escorting kids.
What if you
across
do?
and back.
What if you do a crossing guard interview show where? Oh, great! Now he's got the puppet.
That's Senator Scutari.
So you go to the what is that 49th in Bayonne?
Yes, Broadway.
You go there, 49th and Broadway in Bayonne. You go there and you do your laps like normal, but you get people with you and you know you do your interviews.
I love it.
Hey, you've heard of burning a candle at both ends? I got a joint that's burn at both ends.
Oh no.
That's awesome.
But I didn't get it. I was looking at it in my hand, you know, just like tightening the mouthpiece hand a little. And then I turned it the other way and tightened that one a little. And I thought, hey, okay, not bad.
Hey, you do what you had to do. But guys, thanks for inviting us on real quick. We gotta go. We got one more dispensary we gotta hit before we get out of here for the night.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a pleasure with you guys tuning in like that. I mean, it got me
Always.
smiling tonight, you know.
I'm always happy to be here, whether it's 10 minutes or 10 hours.
Thanks. Come out to the State House next Thursday.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to make it down. My best friend's getting married the day after, so that's the rehearsal, and I'm supposed to be in the wedding party. Oh no! But
We'll be there for you. We'll have somebody there.
no matter what, someone will be there. I'm gonna try to make it down too, because this rehearsal doesn't start till 5. So I think I got the time to come down, smoke some weed, do some protesting, and not fuck up a wedding.
You got the time.
That's a good goal right there. Yeah.
We got the weed.
Yeah. Hey, you know,
His
it's a
fiance
day.
is a really. His fiance is great. I don't want to fuck it up for her. Him, whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know, give him a safe bachelor party. Bring him to Trenton. Call it his bachelor party. Say we're having you a party in Trenton. I'll have
That's actually a good idea.
a big good luck on your marriage sign for him, and you know.
Oh, maybe we'll have to do that. If I can't get him out with us, then
Hey,
we'll make a sign and we'll do it.
I will make a sign. You tell me what to make it. We'll take a picture of it and say, "Come on, everybody's gonna want to know who the hell this is." Don't tell me. Could have been a surprise, you bastard.
You son of a bitch! They they planned this for you. They don't even know you, and they love you.
One more thing before you go.
Yeah.
I'm about to light this up. Do I? I mean, what do I do? See which end was smoked more of a two-ended?
So what I personally would do is I would take a knife or a needle and I'd poke a hole in the top and I'd light both ends and I would try to suck it out of the hole in the middle.
That'll trim the mustache down a little too.
I got the same problem.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you, it used to always be trimmed because before little cardboard filters and stuff, I mean, you'd be holding something in a roach clip up there and it would take care of that.
My last thought before I go is about those little cardboard filters. I think that as far as joint smoking goes, that is single-handedly the best invention to ever exist.
Appease that
I
cardboard.
can now smoke all my weed.
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
it. It's perfect. What more do I need?
Don't have to rip them roaches apart. No more. I mean, really, one taste of cardboard. I don't even mind that.
What you
Means
need
I'll be
Exactly.
gone.
You need a clamshell roller like this, and to roll your joints. And they're conish. They're not cones. They're conish.
Cone-ish.
A clamshell roller, and it's the best thing ever.
I'll have to look into that.
I don't know if you could see
But-
it. But
Or bring back the blast from the past. You know,
Ooh. But guys, have a good night. Be safe. Always call if you ever need anything. And go workers.
yes,
All
UFCW.
Hugh and Jay about to leave the
Oh yeah,
house.
you. Parting words.
Peace out. I love
All
you.
right, man. Love you too.
Peace out, you.
All right, Jay. Hope to
Later.
see you Thursday.
In my phone, his name is High. High. I never fixed it, and I won't fix it.
No, why fix it? It's a perfect. Oh, I forgot to ask him if he was still. He was at the meeting on Monday. I don't know if he was there for my exit. I should have asked. I forgot. Okay, don't matter. I wish I would have had I used my wallet as a, you know, the telephone holder, my camera holder. And I really didn't even think about putting that on and facing it straight at Herb. And then I would have had a recording of everything I said in his face while I was saying it. Son of a bitch. Oh, well. Well, anyway, that was my one chance to talk to him in 15 years, and I'm not going to wait another 15. I have to start doing things a little differently, and him being a candidate makes it easy. So,
Yeah, he's got to go out and shake hands and kiss babies.
well, he's got to deal with an opponent that gets to ask him the same questions he won't answer for me, and I get to go back to that opponent and say, yeah, I wouldn't have expected get back to me like real quick, or maybe since I didn't actually meet him, but talk to his people at Morristown Day. And but what I get to do is get in touch with his campaign office and say, here's a problem with candidate Conaway. And oh, by the way, his Republican opponent is a doctor as well. So basically, I get to approach them and say, here's what you're going to do. You get to use my help in kind of exposing him to ask him what is a very simple question. Why were those provisions taken out? It shouldn't be a secret 15 years later from the patients who it affects. And, you know, he should get it. But if he doesn't get it, I know it's going to sound crazy at first, but there's one person who would love him to do that, and that would be candidate Trump, because he would like the idea of a Republican using information like this to fight back against his doctor opponent, who's already a well-known state legislator. And it's a safe seat, you know, but it just seems like, you know, I've gone fishing before, you know, where you try out enough ideas and something's going to work. So I don't know that that won't, but I get to do that right away. You know, I can do that tomorrow. I got to write up what would be basically a great question to ask, whether it be in a debate or simply to ask an open, unasked question in a campaign ad. That's kind of my goal, to have Herb Conaway. You know, there's going to be a TAC ad when it gets right up close to voting. And, you know, that's when they're relentless. That would be a good one. I mean, it'd be a really good one.
Hey, we should make one. We should make it easy for him and make it ourselves. Make an attack ad. No, we're not allowed to do that as a 501c3. We'll have to talk offline. We can't do that as a 501c3, though.
Yeah, I won't do that.
We can't. We're not allowed to.
No, as president, I forbid you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did it with a straight face.
No, it's just the out loud thought for a second there. And I like making videos.
Oh, yeah.
Impactful videos like that. We should just make a video about this and without any kind of...
We can come up with a more simple plan for patient videos using the technology we have right here.
Yes.
I mean, is there not a way that to have a Zoom meeting with patients who would like to do this, and we ask them the questions and you make their box larger for their answer, you know, so it'd be a good video representation.
Yes.
I mean, just to do that, the right questions answered by different people. Can you just picture it? I mean, I don't know why this didn't become clear long ago. I mean, here, that's what we're doing now. And if it's click on here, have a microphone and a camera, I got to tell you, you know, I mean, that could be powerful, cut the right way. I'd like to hear what patients have to say about homegirl being locked at the starting gate by one man for all this time. And they could basically look at the camera and say something to their legislators, you know. And, you know, it's like the whole thing would be good. I mean, that whole meeting. There's the goal. Have about 4 patients on, you know, you and me and whoever else you want on to prompt them and, you know, kind of round it out. But to have 4 patients, the crux of the group, and all talking about the same subjects that we go to one after the other, you know. Yeah, you could even ask them what their favorite munchie food is. What the hell?
I love that question.
I kind of do. I'm getting used to it. It's kind of funny too when either Sue or me would go, "Ah, now come on, everybody gets this question," because everybody seems to relax as soon as you hear that. It's like, man, I got pillows on that. Hold on. Oh, hold on.
You can silence it. You can put it on vibrate.
Oh, I just silenced it.
It's
Oh,
on box.
and it'll be usable when I get it out of the other room on the floor. The door just closed behind me. Yeah, it's too near a toilet. If it does it again, I'll flush it. Now it's these the videos. I've been kind of looking at videos. Just I do that sometimes. There's amazing stuff on YouTube, and anytime I see somebody that can make me feel something talking about, generally patients, it's not always about medical cannabis, could be anything. You remember how much work Pete went through to try to get something on public access TV, and it was all about getting it on public access TV. YouTube kicks public access TV's ass. And as far as getting it to people in all the social media circles that can do something like that, we're holding all the cards when it comes to the story. We just don't have the soapbox yet. And I think I feel bad about suggesting shit that I can't do. I can't hold a Zoom meeting. I don't know what to do. I can take part in one, and I could certainly help try to flesh something out and take part in doing that as much as I can to see if patients they'd be able to do this. I'm still thinking about going back to a once a day 60-second or so rant from me that I could put up at 9 o'clock every morning, get ahead a couple, maybe even have some 2 for Tuesdays or something, do 2 of them. But yeah, you're right. You can do it real good with all the technology you have right in front of you right now. And but your plate is so full, it's sort of like suggesting something else like this. I don't feel
we could do this anytime. On here, what I would need to do is record you locally. So I'm recording your feed locally and your audio, so you sound perfect and look perfect. So I have to do that beforehand. So we could log out and we can log back in if you want to do a few of those right now, if you feel like doing a few. Like 1 minute or 1.5 minute rants.
I would, but I get pretty medicated, and I take a little edible before meetings. I'd rather do it knowing I'm going in and be like really ready to engage.
Bring some notes. So Thursday, we could do it for Thursday. I'll record you.
Yeah.
I'll record you locally Thursday, and for the podcast. So we'll do it live on the podcast. And if you screw up, just start again. We'll just do it live on the podcast. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. I could have a couple of different things.
I may have some ideas for you as you're going along. So you never know.
Oh no, that'd be fun. I'll listen. I don't go through 24 hours without going on a rant about something. Even if I'm the only one in the house, it doesn't stop me. So I'm sure I'll just roll right across a couple ideas in my daily activities tomorrow and up until the meeting on Thursday, and I'll make notes. And I just should record myself. Have a recorder on all the time.
Yeah.
I should probably just wear a GoPro 24 hours a day.
You got one?
No.
Those are actually the best. They really are.
Yeah.
look good. They sound good.
Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't almost caught on more where sometimes like a news outlet would have people, whether it be weather related or anything, like a club where here you can get one and it's a good price and keep it on. And if you see something newsworthy, you'll be on the news. People like looking for shit to look at. I thought that was.
I'm
gonna
sure
happen.
the cameraman's union jumped in and said, nope. We need a cameraman. We need someone to hold that camera.
Couldn't we
There's a
just
union.
pay, couldn't we pay? Yeah, couldn't we pay you not to?
Don't mess with the
Okay.
unions.
Yeah. Yeah, well, overall, I guess that's good. We're still taping, right?
We are still taping.
We're live. Okay, yeah, then don't mess with the union. I'm not kidding around.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. I'll tell you, though. It's Jake and Hugh. What a team.
Oh, man.
If you were on the opposite side of an issue and you saw them in whether mediation, meeting, whatever, it wouldn't be a good. There's no way anybody can get away with shit with really either one there to take care of it. So I've always been pretty impressed.
A T-Mobile attorney called me today because I have a court case coming up with T-Mobile next week. I'm suing them in court for turning off my iPhone 14. And they said to check again and see if my SIM card is still locked. They locked my SIM card on me. So let's check and see if it's unlocked. This will be interesting.
So you got a suit next week going to be against them, and then they've contacted you, and you're finding out what's going on live. Oh, wow.
Right.
What a show.
It says it right here, SIM locked. SIM locked. Nope, still locked.
Maybe they're chuckling now, going, wait till he sees it's still locked. They could be just needling you.
They said, what can we do because the attorney called me. And they don't want to have to go to court and mediate because that costs them money.
Their attorney. You don't have an attorney, right? Or do you?
No, I'm going in there. And I told him the whole story, my whole case. And he says, well, what do you want? I said, I want an iPhone 15. I want a new one. I said, I have an iPhone here that I don't want, and one here that I can't use. I have two phones. So we'll see what they do.
What are you suing them for then? I mean, in other words, what is the suit for if you won the
I'm suing them for $5,000.
And how much is a phone 14? What is it?
$1,100 for the new phone.
Well, let's look at the bottom line here. Then they can give themselves odds on whether they'll win the suit or not against the $1,100 payout or the $5,000 payout plus lawyers' fees.
Yeah, and I also I want them to cancel my. They sent me to collections because I didn't pay the last bill for $100. I said I'm not paying this bill, so they sent me to collections. They're horrible. I literally called them up. I canceled service. They said, "Okay, Mr. Grimes, we'll give you 7 days to get a new carrier." Okay. Well, they gave me 7 minutes. Within 7 minutes, both of my phones were shut off. My internet was shut off. Now I'm a disabled person. I got to go to the diner, find somebody with a phone I could borrow for 2 hours. And I had to do that 3 times. My wife didn't have a phone for 3 days. I didn't have a phone for a day or 2 days. My wife didn't have a phone for like 4 days. It was a nightmare. running up
Make
to
it-
Chester, riding up here, waiting 24 hours. I'd call up. I'd be on the phone with hours and hours on the phone. Wait 24 hours. Wait 48 hours. I'd wait. It wouldn't work. Call back. 2 weeks. I'm going through this crap. I said, okay.
You're coming in cheap at $5,000 for all that. Seems like, you know, maybe if they knew who you were beyond just a customer, you know, so I have the ability to make this public, and there's a lot of people that like me.
Well,
I'm El Rapador. You know me as
Yeah.
Edward Grimes, customer, but I'm El Rapador.
I'm actually El Rampador. I don't tell nobody this, though.
Yeah. No, that's why you wear the mask.
You made me late for my appointment. I had to stop for you in the wheelchair in the crosswalk. I make some people very happy and I make some people very angry. It's wild. It is crazy out there. So it lets me know that I'm doing something right because people are pissed, people are happy. Okay. Doing something. I could be just sitting down here doing nothing, just smoking weed all day. Say after everything.
Well,
Can't do that though.
here you're sitting down, going in a square, doing nothing else,
I'm
smoking
just
weed if you want. So it's sort of similar.
Yeah, going in a circle. That's all
Yeah.
I'm doing.
You should be sitting in your scooter right now. You know, you'd be building up scooter ass or whatever. You know, so you could
Scooter
do
ass. Me and Bear get scooter ass down here. We do. We both get it down here.
more. Yeah. Oh man.
The seat gets hot after a while.
Well.
All right, so T-Mobile, you lied to me. You didn't put my phone back on. Just saying.
Well, they just asked you. Maybe they.
Pay me. Make me whole again. That's what I said to him. Make me whole again. I'm down $1,000 now. I'm down a phone. So there's an iPhone 15 now? Is it 15? Yeah, so I want the 15. Give me the 15. They said they can't give me a phone. They have to give me cash. Okay, well, give me the money for the 15 and take me off the collections. And leave me alone. Don't ever bother me again. T-Mobile. No, I should really hold out for court. You're right. Because I would go in there and I'll be flossing. You know damn well I'm flossing.
Well, then
That's when
why? You
That's when all
know.
this shit comes in handy.
So, did you tell them you want a 14 or 15 or iPhone?
I told him that. And
You told them that already.
It was a very beautiful offer for him to not have to come to work.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, here, just give me this, give me some money. Well, give me maybe $2,000.
Both.
$2,000 to
Yeah,
cover the
see-
phone and my trouble. I'll take $2,000.
Yeah,
And your boss
and they know that to you, that's like $1,100. To them, it's certainly not that much because they make money.
They're billionaires.
When they sell them. I'm just saying that they can afford to do it, you know, and they're not losing $1,100 plus $900 more, say $2,000. They're losing like $700, $600, whatever it cost to them would be. I have no freaking idea, but
Man,
I think they got to be smart enough to say this is something they need to take care of because it's really, really small fry to them. You know, I think they just play it out as long as they can because that gets most, you know, works on a lot of people. Yeah. Well, if you talk to him again, you know, make sure he's aware of the penalty offer for not getting right back to you, and that's cash as well as a phone.
yep, sim lock. I'm going to turn this phone off.
No.
Bummer. Doesn't matter. I don't want this phone anymore because I still have this other phone that I don't want. I have this $700 phone that I had to buy and all the trouble I had to go through. So no, that is not good enough I need a 15. Yeah. No. Look at that. They're always screwing us. All the billionaires, they're always trying to screw us. If it ain't the billionaires, it's the politicians. If it ain't the politicians, it's the idiots.
All of it.
It's just every Bear says all of them. That's why me and Bear hang out down here and we just smoke and we get away from the world down here. We just like, okay, we're gonna do our thing down here. A couple of hours down here, some blunt smoking. Then I go out and I do some activism for an hour. Then I come back and I smoke some more blunts. And life is good down here in Bayonne. We like it.
Yeah, and you're getting something done, not just hanging out.
No. We're not just hanging out. We're planning, making plans. And our new spot is amazing. I can't wait to move over there.
Well, how long is that going to be? About a month or something?
2 weeks. I think it'll be 2 weeks. I
I
think.
mean, are you going to get in right in the beginning, or?
Yeah, I think as soon as we're done in Trenton next week, I may go up to Mad Hatter and just start dropping stuff off to podcast from there. If you look at that picture that I put up on the timeline, that old banner fits so perfectly under the window. We have a window that the dispensary can look into the studio, and we can look out to the dispensary. And it opens up. It's all barn windows, and they open up. And the sign, the banner that Joanne made, sits perfectly in that hole there. It was like it was made for it. So I was like, wow, look at this. The picture, look at the picture. It's so cool. So yeah, I'm excited. They have their final inspections coming up and they're ready to open.
Where is it? I saw, not to do it 180, it's more like a 90-degree turn. Now, where did I see? You had a quick list. Was it in the chat on Facebook of who's taking part, or you had who was taking part in July 10th last year, and the contacts or who was from that state, as in Mike Kessler in North Carolina. That was last year. I just now starting to try to get in tune with where people are in other states, but I really need to start with the states that for sure are going to be there on July 10th.
Oregon's going to be there. Paul Stanford is going to be on at 1:00 in Trenton. And then we're going to go to the dispensary, and Paul Stanford is going to start with us at the dispensary at 4:20.
Okay.
Bookends. Paul Stanford bookends. I love it.
So on July 10th, you're going to be at the State House, though, before that.
Be at the State House, and then we're going to go to the dispensary.
Okay. What time, just roughly so I have it in my head, what time's at the State House and then to the
I would say 2:22. We'll leave the State House by 2:22. Go up to the dispensary by 4:20. Keep our numbers straight. 4:20, and then go till whenever.
So you'd be back up at the dispensary at 4:20.
Yes, I hope so. That's the goal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, don't go fishing for any more states than are already expecting to be there. You're not going to be able to handle.
No, I don't think so.
I see issues with nobody gets hurt. Nobody bleeds. At the end of the day, it's going to be a good thing. So that being said, there's just not that much time. We're starting at what time?
10.
10. Yeah, that's if you have and we won't have from 10 to 2:22. I'll help you break down real quick. Did you want to leave at 2:22 or start breaking down at 2:22?
It doesn't really matter. I think we're good either way.
Yeah. Tell you, sometime I don't know. Tomorrow, next day at the latest, I'll get together with you on the telephone. we can talk about that, and I'll make notes and real quick, and I'll have a good direction. I just want to do my part for help you out, because I'm no technical help at all. I can help you hand you things and get you stuff, but I figure at least I can do is be a lot more knowledgeable about the people we'll be talking to and what's going on in their states. So obviously, Paul and Oregon is total comfort for me.
Yes. He's amazing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
should have him on more.
It will be. It'll
Yeah.
be the best. It'll be the best cannabis patient awareness, National Cannabis Patient Awareness Day ever.
Yes.
It's got to be better than last year.
I have to get the guys from Nebraska, and that was Bill Hawkins. I don't have his contact. Paul had his contact,
Paul?
so I have to look for that one. Yeah, Paul Stanford.
Well, yes, Paul.
I'll ask Paul.
Yeah.
But we had Tommy Lyons.
And
We had
Tommy's
Jim Miller.
Tommy, is he Delaware or Maryland?
Maryland.
Maryland. Okay.
And then we had Jim Miller from New Jersey.
Oh, boy.
We had Brian from Connecticut. We had Amelia from Vermont. We had Patrick Nightingale and Brian Box Brown from Pennsylvania. Garrett Mullins from Illinois. Adam Omansky. Lance Scott from Texas. Ann Armstrong, Alan Gordon from Rhode Island. Brian Wilson from Colorado. Joe Evans from Idaho. Garen Angel from Florida. Tony Liberty from California. Dawson Julia and Derek Shirley from Maine. Patrick from Washington. Lee Thompson and Mitchell Staten from Kentucky. Taco and Bill Hawkins from Nebraska. Pearson Crosby from Alaska. Zoe Patchell from Delaware. Mike Crawford, Bobby Nuggs from Massachusetts. Paul Stanford. Mike Kessler from North Carolina. Joanne Zito from Virginia. Honeybee Thomas was in Hawaii at that time, so she called him from Hawaii.
Oh, sorry.
Very cool. That's a big list, and I don't know if we can do more than that.
No, we can't. We can't. Don't even. No,
lot.
We can't do more than that.
It's a
We
lot.
can't. I'll see you the day after and we'll discuss it, but you can't.
It's insane, bro.
No, you can't. That's going to take some doing. And it's also going to take going pretty much right from one to another, not a lot of minutes in between.
Right.
And, is that going to be technically an issue? To be able to do that?
I like the overlap because sometimes patients in different states will talk to each other and interact, which is what I really like. So,
Well, do we have, I'm going to be right there with you, but if we could have somebody like on a telephone talking with people, like if we're running late, someone, hey, listen, guys, letting you know, like messaging, being in touch without you having to do any of that. You follow me?
yeah, that would be nice. Actually.
Do we got all these people, and this is like,
We'll ask Sue.
we need to have a system where they know who to call, one of two numbers if they have a question, So, I could be one of those people, but if I'm sitting with you on air, I can still back off and take calls and do stuff, but two other people at least, who would be there, and in the end, it really won't matter, but that's could be part of the fun of it if, we kind of embrace the hectic nature it's gonna be.
I like the hectic nature. I like live radio. I love it. I love the energy.
Yeah, well, so we'll have to have a good postmortem, not that day, a couple days later, and soon we'll all be alive and well at the same time next year.
Howdy,
Yeah.
Steve. Cheers, Steve. Bear, can we smoke another blunt? Would that be appropriate?
Brag about
I
it.
I think Bear's too stoned. Damn, I
There
got
is-
Bear too high.
There is such a thing.
Yeah, another blunt.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Okay.
What you mean?
I'm just all right, just testing you. You got a wrap?
Take your face.
Okay, we're gonna do a blunt here, and I'm gonna pick out some weed. Maybe y'all can help me pick out the weed. I'll tell you what we got. We got Cherry Paloma. This is amazing. We've got some garlic glaze. We've got black garlic burger. Ooh, black garlic burger. We haven't messed with that too much. Let's do the black garlic burger by itself. How about that? Garlic burger by itself. Yeah. Ooh, look at this sucker. That's a nice bud.
No.
I'm gonna put half of that one right in there. All right. Black garlic burger. With one little bud of super booth just to round it.
If I could have seen just a moment from this 50 years ago saying, don't worry, Jim, this will be your life 50 years from now. Put a little bit of this in, put a little of that, you know. It would have been.
Bear, can I see the chopper? The chopper? Mr. Bear? Mr. Bear, can you hear me? Can I see the chopper? The thing? I don't even know what we call that thing.
I don't know.
It's a grinder, but it's a string. It's a grinder on a string.
Buzzsaw, that's what it is.
It's a buzzsaw. It's a grinder on a string, and I love it.
How about this?
What's that? What's that, brother?
It's a back scratcher with a joint in it so I don't burn myself.
Ooh,
See the hand?
brother, ooh.
Plus, it's got an extension for passing.
So this here,
Here we go.
you put the buds in. Boom, boom, boom. It's just wonderful.
It doesn't show up in your screen, though.
The buds are inside. And then what you do, you pull it. You pull it hard. You can do it like this. You can do it like this.
You ain't gotta do
No,
all
no.
that.
Yeah, you don't want to do it like
this.
that. Yeah.
Well, like this. That doesn't look good, right? That's not a
Looks
good
like-
look.
Looks like Rudy Giuliani and Borat. With Borat, you know.
It's what it's like.
That's it.
I think you'd be really tired after all that. Worn out.
I like it. And what I do is I throw this right in the clamshell. Right inside this sucker. You put it right in there. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, excuse
Right
me.
it out. Nice.
Aquaman has his trident. Jim Miller has his. What's this? Yeah.
Grabber.
I need about a 6 footer. Actually works pretty good. The rest
Okay.
of it pushes the mustache away so nothing burns.
Okay, so then you do that.
Oh,
Put the weed in the clamshell like that. There it is. Throw a little filter in the end there. Boom, boom. Close it up. Papers. Papers.
Peppers.
Let me see your papers. Oh, my back is getting. Ooh. This hot weather helps my back, but not all the time. Whoop.
What the hell?
Chocolatey goodness. It's not even chocolate. That's banana. Banana
Yeah.
goodness. You throw this sucker in there like this. Bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada bum, bada bing.
Don't wet it. Just roll it and then wet the end. Because it be too wet sometimes. And be burning funny. The weeby ain't no, I don't want to burn that way. I burn this way.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a minute here. Sometimes it doesn't catch. So I'll turn it this way. Let's try that way. Come on, baby. Catch. Catch it. It's only catching one side. There's a vein right on the bottom, so it's not really. There we go. There we go. All right, just the end. Damn it.
Lick it!
It's good now.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. It's a fatty. All right, so I usually put a little paper on the end just to make sure it all stays together. Nothing worse than a filter coming out in your mouth when you're trying to smoke a blunt.
Oh, there's many things worse than that.
Oh, yeah, name 3.
You wake me out of a drunken stupor, I can name at least 9.
Stubbing your toe.
Falling off a ladder onto a flagstone walkway and breaking both feet.
Oh.
No, that's
Sneezing all over yourself.
Sneezing over yourself. Yeah, you know, you have a mustache and a beard.
Yeah, it gets everywhere. It's disgusting. Sometimes I'm not in public when it happens. I'm like, thank God I'm not in public. That's snot all over me.
You might want to on a Facebook throw a few shares of your own out for a Steve Across birthday fundraiser, because it's just sitting on my page now and nobody has much interest.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I saw. I haven't been able to do much of anything. I have to put out a press release. I have to do a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm just hitting share button, share it to there, share it to there, share it to there, and ask people to share it or whatever. You know, just
I'm gonna share it.
Yeah. You got 45. Right off, I said $200 doesn't cover the cost of the portable toilet that you want to rent.
There's glare. You ever gonna take him out of there? Nah, it's too much glare. Can't move it.
Pack it up, though. Yeah.
Nah. Well.
Damn, it's glare. Can't see by the glare.
We'll put this camera on. We gotta put this one.
All right, hold on. Change cameras.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
it. That's it. That's great. We're smoking with Snoop tonight.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I know the fundraiser. You don't get the money for a shitter by on the 10th, but I didn't know if you were still gonna uh, do that. So yeah, I put that up without. I think I tried to get in touch with you or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
No, I got to do a few things. I have to go over our press release again because the links didn't. Some of the links didn't work. I had to take them out, and I got to go over it one more time just to make sure everything's good and put it out there. Sue did a great job writing that thing. Sue's very proactive, and she's a very good addition. She's gotten all of our guests
Oh yeah,
for the past like 3 months.
I
Amazing.
yeah. It works nice even not knowing anything about it. I don't know who's a guest and just who happens to have tuned in because most were almost a surprise to me except Dave Grinspoon. So
Peter
it's
Grinspoon.
kind of Peter Grinspoon. David's his brother, his twin brother. Yeah, good guests.
Amazing guest. The Cannabis Nurses Network is amazing.
Yeah.
And that group alone can help us with Cannabis Patient Awareness Day because they have nurses all over the United States.
Hmm.
So we have Waxy Brown. Waxy Brown's going to come on.
Missouri? Is that? He's in Missouri, yes.
Yeah.
And, Maryland governor just pardoned 175,000 marijuana offenders today, I think. Today or yesterday. The marijuana moment is really pretty good to keep up with. Tom Angel, who runs that, he's got a good network going in DC, and it's a really good place to get information about other states. Actually, I just go look because I don't throw away his stuff when I get it in the mail. I read it and I save it because I can then go back and it'll be like what's happening in the states, what's happening federally, what's happening in other countries on a daily basis. So I'm definitely not the smartest person in the room when it comes to other people's affairs in the country anymore. There's just too much going on. But
here we go. Maryland's governor has pardoned more than 175,000 people convicted of cannabis offenses in a move to address decades of harm caused by the war on drugs. Wes Moore said his executive order marked the most sweeping state-level pardon in American history and the largest such action in our nation's history. Maryland is going to use this moment to right many historical wrongs. Cannabis has been legal in Maryland for nearly a year, and more than half of all Americans now live in a state where cannabis is legal. The federal government is also reclassifying the drug, and President Biden has twice issued mass pardons.
what is a pardon? I mean, in other words, we're having expungements here to get things off people's record. Does a pardon make it disappear from your record, or does it just make the? How does that work?
What did Chris say? Was Chris expunged and pardoned? Or was he just pardoned?
No, he was expunged. I think that's why he was on. I don't know. Maybe he was pardoned then expunged. But yeah, at the federal level, but 175,000 people being pardoned. I mean, some could have even been in court at the time, I would think. If it was that easy to do, if it sounds almost like an executive action. Did it say he signed a bill, or was it an executive action? But it was, whatever it was the expungement process in New Jersey. It's a good thing people are having clinics and helping people get through, because it's just not that easy. It's not like making it go away. You definitely need legal help. You just can't fill out forms yourself. It doesn't work that way. So sounds like a pardon almost sounds like a simpler way, a better model. If it's the first time it's been done by any state, that could be quite the model for other states to look at. It's the way it's supposed to work.
Mr. Moore, a rising star in the Democratic Party, said the state has rolled out one of the most equitable legal markets in the country. Legalization does not turn back the clock on decades of harm caused by the war on drugs, he added. We cannot celebrate the benefits of legalization if we do not address the consequences of criminalization. A 2022 state report found that while white Marylanders use cannabis at a higher rate than black counterparts, black Marylanders were more than twice as likely to be arrested on possession charges before legalization. 1 in 3 states' residents are black. However, data shows that more than 2 or 3 men in prison are black. Attorney General Brown says the long overdue move would effectively undo the modern-day shackles of racial bias and the policing of cannabis. The pardon will forgive every low-level or every misdemeanor cannabis possession charge registered in the state's electronic court records. The order will forgive every low-level paraphernalia charge. Although those with older convictions stored on paper can apply for pardons, the pardons will also apply to people who are no longer alive. None of the people included in Monday's executive orders are in jail. Many convictions have been denied housing, employment, and education opportunities based on their criminal records. That's huge. Federal, state, and local leaders in the U.S. have the power to issue pardons to citizens convicted of crimes, restoring some or all of the rights they may have lost. Over the past 5 years, people in at least 9 states have received pardons for cannabis convictions. While pardons provide forgiveness for past crimes, they do not necessarily amount to sealing or expunging criminal record. So
there you go. Expungement's a step further then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Past convictions will be removed from criminal databases within 10 months, but will remain in public court records unless there is an application for expungement. So you have to have an application for expungement.
It seems like though the pardon is instant and the expungement's going to take some time, and they're not mutually exclusive. So if New Jersey had pardoned all the people that are getting expungements now, they would have gotten a lot of their rights back already, and whatever expungement provides beyond that, I mean, it just like it didn't exist. If I got it right with expungement, it's as if it never happened. It's totally gone. It's not on your record. It's always going to be on your record somewhere. It'll be on your record that it was expunged. Maybe there's something. Maybe there's something.
It won't disappear. It'll say, "Oh, this was expunged."
Well, I don't know. It just seems like you assume it just disappears, but how do you make something disappear from databases that have held that information for this long?
Yeah. I mean, if it was paper files, you have to go on the paper file and cabinet and take the file and shred it.
Yeah, all
right?
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think theoretically it is that way, but you could just say, no, I didn't. They could, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been arrested unless I wanted to be. It's kind of funny 3 times being arrested without one of them being an accident. I failed once. Didn't get arrested. Oh well.
No, all mine were bullshit.
Most people's are. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that old story. Yeah, tell it to the judge. Everyone's innocent in prison. Yeah, I know. I'm innocent. I was totally innocent.
Everybody is.
Well, the government, it really overreaches the whole drug war. It's such an overreach, and it's just nanny state stuff, and it's been going on for so long.
What you just read before, in the beginning, the phrase, this does not turn back the clock. Could you, I wanted to hear that phraseology. It was very well put. And I may want to quote that with a slight change. It was in the first 35, 40 seconds you were reading about.
Legalization does not turn back the clock on decades of harm caused by the war on drugs.
Yeah.
We cannot celebrate the benefits of legalization if we do not address the consequences of criminalization.
On decades. Okay. Yeah. See, legalization, home grow for patients does not turn back the clock on
Oh.
years.
Oh, thank
You see,
you, Jim.
right
Thank you,
away.
Good,
that-
that's
I-
great thinking.
I love the way that was phrased.
Let's make a meme. Let's make a meme now. What picture should we use for that meme? Give me a picture. We have a lot of pictures to choose from. If you tell me what it is, I'll find it. But that's a great meme right there.
No, it is that phrase that it rang my bell.
I could use the wheelchair with the engine in the field with the steps. If we don't have anything, that's my first choice. I'm just gonna beat that one to death.
You could have me. You know what I liked? I mean,
You and Cheryl.
Well, the side by side, I put them up somewhere recently. There was a caricature thing, cartoon. One man's collateral damage is another man's son or child or whatever. And there's a picture, the drawing of a guy carrying somebody. And then I have a picture of me carrying Cheryl in a very similar position. And it's like one man, it's another man's collateral damage. It's sort of, what would be the good picture for years of, and what would be the statement? I'll work on that. That's why I made notes, but I couldn't get it down. I knew it turned back the clock on something, but it was the decades of.
Yeah.
Because the harm's been done.
Yeah.
I mean, the harm's been done, and it's not so much, it's beyond, we don't want to talk about it right now. Scott Rutter, I was talking with him Monday, and, I was telling him about this, and Conaway, and he goes, oh, and what's going on now? And nobody wants to talk about it. And only got 3 sponsors for the bill who are Democrats, and I know why. It's Scutari. They know he doesn't want it. He doesn't have to say anything. I would know that if I were a senator. You putting your name on that now. Now you need something from him. He's Senate president. You got something you want to do, and you need his help. Is he going to help you as quick? So why are people going to want to? What Scott Rutter says is just everyone, not independently, or just like. Not like a big group saying we're not going to do this. But individuals they don't want to walk that tightrope, was the phrase he used. Meaning being able to do what should be done like that. And the tightrope to me is Scutari. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when he said that, it's funny the way that Scott said. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
I'm doing that on purpose. The last 2 times I'm trying to do it again. Now Scott said, I'll tell you the answer, and you're not going to like it. And I said, don't kid me. I'm not going to like it. I like the fact you're the first one that said, I'll tell you the answer. Nobody's telling me the answer. Everybody's telling me what everybody's figured out, and it was more like figured out than an answer. But, my answer to him was, really, they're walking a tightrope. Well, it's not like, you can't do anything. We got to grab that tightrope and start shaking it. That's what we got to do then, metaphorically speaking, to his metaphor. Anyway, after talking with Conaway for the first time in my life, other than I was shaking his hand and wouldn't let go when he thought I was an anti-frecker. Other than that, I need to follow that with something.
Let's use his picture. Let's use Conaway's picture.
No.
We could do many. We could do many. Well, we could do one with him.
You
Do
know,
one with.
well, anyway, I think what I want to do with him is I'm going to start a petition for him to finally answer this question after 15 years. What happened? Who told you to pull that, and why was it done 10 minutes before taking a vote? The committee didn't have time to talk about it amongst themselves.
And there's been no hearings since then.
No.
And I said to the CRC that they should have an informational hearing on home grow with the CRC.
Well, they
No
should
vote.
have. There used to be a regulatory committee hearing once a year, and Reed Gusiora headed that. I don't know. I feel like you might have been to one, or maybe not. 3 people on the committee, and once a year they would have a hearing, and you come and bitch about stuff. It's like, and they should be doing that. This is really, I guess, a good avenue. I don't know where something actually begins, because usually it begins before it gets to me. But there should be a hearing. Somebody should look into it. It's really happened. It's a short story, and it's real. And it should be a hearing, into why these are being held back. If it's to get revenue into New Jersey, that should be said. And it's a good point. I mean, almost like there should be legal recourse of some sort. Doing that. Not my deal. I like just showing up. Yeah, I got to get my shit together. That's for sure.
Well, that's all I got, Jim.
Me too.
So Thursday we'll do some video shooting. I'll make sure I record you locally so we get good video and audio, and that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'll have a couple of. I gotta make a note. I'll have a couple of ideas. I'm sure. Hold on, Thursday. Yeah.
All right, I would say motion to dismiss, but we don't have a quorum, so motion to dismiss anyway.
Oh well, we try.
Yeah, I know we tried.
Well, it's. I like the once to twice a week contact. I just got to remember everything in between. What it is I want to air out real quick, whether it's during or before or after. So yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we should just get more guests for this part of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna start thinking of who might make an interesting guest to come on the show.
Like Hugh and Jake are great. I want them in the studio. Or
well, we could have, I mean, you can invite like Bill Caruso, see if he wants to come on for a go round. Ask Scott Rutter.
Yeah.
I believe he would.
Vin Gopal.
Yeah. Ask people that don't have anything that needs a ramp though.
I want to talk to Vin Gopal about ramps. I want ramps for every legislative office. I want ramps for post offices and police stations. Why don't we have those? We need a law. There ought to be a law.
Well, I would think maybe ask Jeff King as a constituent to do be your second, do your bidding. I believe he will agree with you. And I don't think he would mind at all, because Vin Gopal's office will take his call or answer his letter.
Yes, they will.
And if you wrote,
we all love Jeff. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean he would do that. So So think what it is. That would be the short version of what you would like him to pass on, and just tell him, yeah, Jim suggested that, and I thought, why didn't I think of that? So
Yeah, I spoke one day about wheelchair accessibility, and Vin Gopal looked at me and gave me the thing like, call me. So
okay, well, yeah,
it's
there
a
you
year
go.
later. It's a year later. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I'm on
You can
story
double up with Seth too.
Nice.
Seth is a constituent. Now I know what that is. Good. I learned something.
Oh, man. All right, Jim. I'll talk to you Thursday. If
Yeah,
not before. If not
Yeah,
earlier.
it's not before. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe a little bit before. I wanted to expound a bit on July 10th, but I want to think about that for today and part of tomorrow. But yeah, I don't like the days that pass too quick. But I'll definitely talk to you Thursday.
Sounds good, man.
All right, take it easy, Bear.
Bear, Jim said, take it easy. Bear can't even hear me.
Hey.
Oh, Jim said good night.
Oh, good night, Jim.
Night, Bear. He's ignoring
Night.
you, Lefty. I don't blame him.
You know.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Later.
Bye-bye.